You are now tuned into where you at, Shy City. ILL Access. This is real hip hop.
Yeah, what's good? ILL Access. We are here, UrbanGrindTV's The Booth Radio. I would like y'all to follow us on Instagram, like the page on Facebook, follow UrbanGrindTV. I am your host, Jizzle. You can find me on Twitter at CityBoyJizzle, Instagram, Jizzle for Shizzle, or Facebook, Jizzle Villanueva. Either one of those, just get at me, and I respond, man. Shy City Cypher, you already know what it is. Today, I got a very special guest, producer extraordinaire. We got Tito Ali in the building. What's good, bro?
What's up, Jizzle?
Pleasure having you as a guest, man. Thanks for rocking with us. So let's talk about, producing, man. How long have you been producing?
A minute, actually. I started in band. Mom's had me in a band like TL was talking about earlier. I think a lot of that has to do with starting in band. I started with the clarinet and then the saxophone. So from there, I just had a love for sound, for music.
Okay, dope. And so throughout the years, let's talk about the different kind of artists that you work with. Let's talk about some of those artists. You were telling me off air you've done some hits for Trey Songz and a couple other cats. Let's talk about the work you've done.
Yeah, we did some mixtape. We did a mixtape joint with Snoop, Dirty Dancer. Shout out to Jay Remy and Snaz, one of my associates in Quest. Basically a team of us. We get together and we did a couple of joints. Trey and Snoop, that song. We worked with. I did Crooked Eye. Nicki, I sampled Prince's Darling Nicki for that one. I'm a sample dude, so I like that, and that's pretty much what we've been doing. Fortunately, we was able to recently get in the studio and bump into some big people and put some things together. We brought you in to that session.
I was in the studio.
Yeah.
Yes,
now, you
sir.
know how those non-disclosures go, but
yeah, but we were rocking.
Yeah, we had a good time. So fortunately, we in some good positions now and able to do some big things.
So let's talk about where you are originally from.
I'm from Harvey. I'm from here. I'm a double O kid. I'm from Harvey. I'm from Chicago. I'm from the crib. So yeah, product of District 152 band camp. Shout out to Myrtle. Shout out to Harvey World.
Yeah, shout out to everybody. Now, when we're talking about producing, making beats, how long does it take for somebody that's like out there watching and they want to start maybe dabbing in the area of producing? How long does it take to make a beat from beginning to end? Can you talk about the process briefly?
Yeah. Well, basically, it just depends. Like I said, I like samples. So a lot of time will be just. And then too, you know what you hear. So, an example of samples, it's a specific point of the song that you like or that you want to sample. Everybody's familiar with samples. Everybody's doing samples, and I think that's kind of the harder to do because you can't just do a sample. You got to smash a sample. So it varies, and it just depends on the sample. Like I could start a beat and I like to slow cook it. So I like to go over it and over and over and over and over it, and pretty much sit with it and make sure it's got all the components I like, and then bounce it off of guys I respect like Snaz, who's done some stuff with Drake, and some other guys who's just good friends. And I think as a producer, relationships are key. So, Snaz may have some 808s or, Quest may have some snares or something, or it just depends. But I think like an artist, networking is, like an artist would network with somebody that, is in a lane and they will, make something dope. I think the same goes with producers.
Exactly. And we talked about that off air when we were talking about, the event that I had over the weekend, the Cypher, and I was telling you how like sometimes it's not really what the video and the actual cipher that's like the most important, but what lasts forever is the relationships that you build with the people that you meet at the cipher. And so that's the stuff that counts. So getting back to what you're saying, networking and making them situations count. Now, you said the beats that you're doing, you're sampling. Are you also versatile doing it from scratch? Can you also whip something up? Oh,
yeah, we could whip something up. Like when you came in to the studio, we were playing with some stuff. We whipped a couple of things up. And it depends on the artist. Sometimes they kind of come in, they know what they want. Sometimes they may have something already, that they kind of want you to, play with, or they have an idea. So you definitely have to be versatile to that in that aspect. But it also helps to have, sort of a catalog already. Sometimes I like to do is just in my downtime when that's seldom, Just kind of put something together and hear who I may think this fits, and you never know who you're in a session with, and they may fit that artist. They may like it, and they may go in another direction with it. But it just depends on how you feeling, really. And that's the good thing about producing. You in control.
Nice. And I've had the pleasure to be in the studio with you while you're making some of the beats. You're a real soulful cat, man. I gotta ask you, where do your influences for producing come from? Like, favorite producer, maybe what got you in the game, trying to, starting to produce.
I like Polo. Actually, I was able to learn a lot from him, watching what he does, and just like I said earlier, repetition is the mother of retention, and then finding what fits you, or what you like, what you're comfortable with. What you can do, just that's important. So he's an influence. I think, obviously coming from Chicago, you got to say Kanye. He's a genius. And a lot of those things that those guys do, you can't duplicate. So it's almost awe-inspiring to be able to see them thrive in doing what they do. So it kind of motivates you to be able to try to aspire to get on that level and as far as production goes. But it's hard to kind of duplicate that, and you really don't want to duplicate that. But at the same time, you kind of look on with great admiration and respect.
Yes, definitely. Now, we're talking about aspiring people, and what advice would you have someone that's just trying to start, one key thing to remember the whole time as they're going through this?
I say, not quitting, and there's a lot of things that will distract you or deter you if you allow it to. A lot of, naysayers or people that, some people call them haters, some people call it motivation. People are going to always dictate or try to dictate what you do. It's just a matter of you being secure within yourself to go for it, not quit. And it's going to be some, adverse situations. We all face them in our day to day, but I think it's important to be steadfast and to know what you want to do and stick with it. I mean, just like anything, if it's worth it, then you're gonna make it happen. You got to find a way to fight through, whatever it is, baby mama drama or anything. Everybody falls to, everybody succumbs to issues. I mean, that's what makes us, humans. But at the same time, I think to really be great, you got to be able to know, how to separate yourself from that. I think I saw a movie or something where they were talking about, when they were at war, their mind isn't at home. Their mind isn't at, it is at home, but at the same time, to survive, you got to be able to go through the trenches and deal with a lot of things that's in front of you.
Separate yourself from, what's going on over there and focus in the moment here.
Exactly. And I think that has a lot to do with anything we do, especially production, especially in the music industry, just staying steadfast.
You mentioned Polo as some of the inspirations, but now if you could collab with any producer ever that has ever lived, dead or alive, who would you like to collab on a beat with?
Actually, I recently have. We talked about that too, but that's coming out. That's fortunately I was able to be in that situation, so I'm excited about that. Which is one of the reasons why we're here. But again, that's something that's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Y'all better look out for that. The man Tito Ali is dropping plenty knowledge bombs for y'all about what this industry entails and how to do the different things. He's bringing you the producer's aspect. When we were doing the short interview, man, we talked about you Grammy nominated, man. We got to talk about that. Let's talk about the project and everything that involved that.
Well, actually, I was able to get with that. My former manager, Corey McCoy, he had a lot of work with Music World, and Music World was Trinity 5-7. I was nominated for working with them on that project. New Day is a track that I did on their album. They were nominated for the Grammy for that. So yeah, it was dope to be able to write and produce that. Go to Houston and do something different. And gospel was really, and honestly, I kind of pegged it as an R&B track. They heard it, and we did a couple of things. We tried to do a couple of other songs, but that didn't really work out. And New Day pretty much fit them. So I was able to go in there and record. And Nino from Music World, shout out to him, the engineer out there. We was able to get out there and do that, put that together. Shout out to Corey, shout out to Nichelle Poindexter at Music World too. So yeah, it was fun. It was exciting. Was able to get out there and actually brought my girl with me, and yeah, we had a good time. It was fun. We had a great time in Houston, and we did a lot of dope stuff.
That's dope, man. That's dope. That's an awesome experience to go through, man. Salute to you for all the hard work that you put in that got you to that position, man, and you're still grinding. You're here, Urban Grind TV, the Booth Radio, ILL Access, and you rocking with us, man. What we've talked about the music, we talked about making beats. You were also telling me about working on some like movie work where you're like scoring some soundtracks and stuff, and you're dabbing into the behind the scenes in that. Talk about that.
Yeah, we're actually going to LA like next week to work with a couple of friends of mine on some things that are coming out. I was able to get behind the scenes. We're able to get behind the scenes and work with those guys on some dope stuff that's coming out. So I'm excited about that as well. Being here too, we got a couple of things I was doing with mixtapes. Eagle, I was working with him. He got a mixtape called Maji on live mixtapes and Spinnerilla. So yeah, just being home and being between here and LA is really what I'm gonna be on. So working here with guys like him and you, just doing dope stuff for the city as well as branching into some new things, like you said, scoring and working in LA. That's gonna be exciting. So I'm looking forward to all of that.
Definitely putting in work. Aside from the music, scoring, what can you tell the fans about Tito Ali that they might not know that you can't find online? Tell them something about you want them to know.
I'm a family guy. I love my kids. I got kids. Chaser, I miss my son. My kids are, it's just important, just to be able to be around them, spend time with them, for them to know who you are. I'm a family, like I said, I can't stress it enough. I'm a family guy. I love my kids immensely. I like my friends. My family, you try to just work hard and keep your head down and stay out the way and do your best. So I'm just a family guy. I'm finally able to come out and do some things. That's dope. That's good. I'm fortunate enough to be in some positions to work with some cool people. And, it's finally happening. I'm excited about what's happening right now.
I'm glad that the fans got to know the musical side, the artistic side. They got to know Tito Ali, the father, and they got both of those sides. I appreciate you for coming and rocking with us. Where after they've heard all of that, I'm sure there's plenty of people that want to look out for you and rock with you. Where can they find you on social media? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever you got, bro.
Snapchat, I'm Dominican Tito 2. Instagram, it's me, Tito, T1T0. And just around the city, man. I'm at CRC recording, working. You've been over there. That's the best place to record in the city. They show a lot of love. We had a lot of fun working there with some dope people. We submit some dope stuff that you're about to hear soon. We got a couple of more interviews at like some radio stations and stuff. We're going to be there for that. But, man, we're excited. We're doing some dope stuff for the city.
That's awesome. Urban Grind TV supports you and what you're doing out here in the city. Thanks for coming and rocking with us. This is your boy Jizzo. ILL Access on the Booth Radio, brought to you by Urban Grind TV. I want y'all to go on Facebook. I want y'all to go on Instagram. Like the Facebook, like the Instagram for the Booth Radio. I'm your host. You can follow me on Twitter, City Boy Jizzo, Instagram, Jizzo for Shizzle, or on Facebook, Jizzo Villanueva. You know what I'm saying? Link up with me, Shy City Cypher, Tito Ali, ILL Access. We out, y'all.
You are now tuned into where you at, Shy City, ILL Access. This is real hip hop.
Yeah, what's good? ILL Access.